Good morning, friends. We are at this amazing Hexa Global Ventures headquarters here in Richardson, Dallas. And I have with me none other than Maan Hamdan, who's the executive chairman. Maan, it's wonderful to have you today on this conversation, and it's great to be in Richardson.
Well, thank you. So glad to have you too.
Right.
It's all the way from India. We're so lucky.
No, absolutely. It's been so delightful to be here at the Hexa office. And Hexa is doing some amazing work. It's truly a great accelerator. So Maan, really, I think we really would be interested to understand, the grand vision that you have behind Hexa Ventures.
Well, thank you. It's our vision is to simply help innovators not just get started, but also to succeed and exit very successfully. So we built an ecosystem around that focuses on everything that an entrepreneur needs to grow their business very successfully, but at the same time to avoid mistakes or issues that could cause them problems along the way. And it's an ecosystem because it's multiple companies that work together to help that entrepreneur succeed.
Yeah. No, great, Maan. So Maan, there are quite a few incubators and accelerators, around the country. So what in your view would be differentiating Hexa from many of the others?
Sure. Well, the Hexa as an ecosystem has 6 different companies. One of those companies is our incubator accelerator, which is Hexa Ventures.
Right.
And Hexa Ventures, as an incubator accelerator, is very different than the others for more than one reason. First reason, we do everything other incubators and accelerators do. In essence, help the entrepreneur getting their business plan, their pitch deck done, help them present to VCs and investors, help them to get mentors and advisors, whatever other incubators, accelerators do.
Right.
But what we do extra that many others, or none that I know of, honestly, that do, is we give the entrepreneur access to the other 5 companies' services at a very, very, almost at cost, very highly discounted rate, because the goal of these services is to help the entrepreneur, not make money on the service.
Yes.
And we also invest in very heavily in companies. Not every one of them, but many of them we invest ourselves, which is many other incubators, accelerators may or may not do.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. And I think so, Maan, my personal experience with Hexa also has been wonderful because, what I also see is that a lot of startups actually need a lot of heavy lifting. It's not just about funding and so on, but it's about the heavy lifting, because when you're early stage, you need somebody to really help you with establishing the product market fit, particularly for companies from outside of the US who come into the US, establishing product market fit, getting those initial few pilots going, and maybe some good white label deals and things of that kind. So I think a lot of heavy lifting, and my experience with Hexa has been wonderful because some of the HR technology companies that we've brought from India have actually experienced it. And even recently, we participated at Unleash in Vegas, where we had a large booth, and all these startups had presence and visibility. So I think it's a fantastic model. So Maan, how do you see Dallas really emerging as a startup hub? Because people talk about the Valley, now they're talking about Austin. So what is that buzz that you can talk about is happening in Dallas?
As you know, we have Hexa has presence today in 10 countries around the world.
Right.
And we've had, through our investments and other businesses that we have, in more than 10 countries. Right. And we've got the ability to evaluate all the countries as well as all the locations within the US.
Right.
And I can honestly tell you that we have not found a better place to do business than North Texas. And this is for multiple reasons. And I would encourage you, by the way, if you can, while you're here, meet with some of the local mayors that could explain this more. But I can tell you, for example, this area provides a package that is like none other. It has great universities, so great access for talent that's coming out. We have about 10 different universities in the North Texas area.
Right.
It has a great cost of living. So living in Texas is almost 30 to 50% cheaper than California, for example, than Silicon Valley. It has great infrastructure. Where we're standing here, this building used to be an Nortel building. The whole founding of the fiber networks in the world were in Richardson.
Right.
So the infrastructure, whether it's the communication infrastructure, the computing infrastructure is wonderful. The roads you've driven, the roads, the amenities that you have, again, it's unparalleled. And last but not least, the central location and the accessibility to the rest of the world, again, is unparalleled because DFW, the airport, you can almost fly non-stop to almost any city in the world. And the airport is 10 minutes from here. And at the same time, we're in the central time zone in the US, which means if you're like an Indian company relocating to the US, this is the best place to be. You're in the center of the country.
Right.
You can talk to California, and you can talk to the East Coast within a couple hours, versus if you go on either one of the sides of the country, you're almost half the day you're out of contact with the other part of the country. So you put all this together, the source of talent. Oh, last but not least, sorry, I forgot that, is the ease of doing business in Texas. Right. The government here is very pro-business and business friendly, that they go out of their way to help businesses succeed. One of these things, for example, is, and you may know that, for example, in Silicon Valley in California, it's very hard to do business. The labor laws are very tough. You've got, as an employee there, you've got double taxation. You pay the federal taxes, then you pay the state taxes. And there may be other local taxes depending on where you are. Right. Here, this doesn't exist. Federal taxes, we all have to live by, but there are no local taxes on any employee. Right. So being here from a friendliness for business, again, is unparalleled. Now, Austin has the same thing, but Austin, the difference is they don't have the FW airport. They don't have the ability to expand as we have here. They're already landlocked and crowded. Right.
No, I think that's great, and obviously I must say that my experience at the Hexa office has been wonderful. We are actually standing on a putting green here, right? So, and we have a beautiful co-working facility inside. There's a fantastic cafeteria with a star, 5-star chef who's serving us, and the amenities are fantastic. So I think, in my personal capacity, I'm working with a number of HR tech companies from around the world, and we really look forward to helping you land and expand through Hexa in the US, because that's a fantastic opportunity. So thank you so much, Maan. It was wonderful having this chat with you, and we look forward to bringing lots of great startups from around the world through Hexa into the US.
Thank you, Thomas. It's a pleasure.
Right. Thank you.